folks. Sandra Bernhard here. Join me in 1 minute. Together we will be screaming. Steven, come back. We got to do it again. I'm talking about a group of obscure I had to throw my makeup artist off the set. Come on, honey.
I can't do it.
Why? Hi, folks. Sandra Bernhard here. Join me in 1 minute. Together we will be screening films that many of you may have missed the first time around, damn you. And I'm not talking about Ben-Hur, Chariots of Fire, or Dances with Wolves. I'm talking about a group of obscure films, incredibly strange, avant-garde, eccentric films that you can be sure Oliver Stone had nothing to do with, thank goodness. So please sit back and relax for the next hour. I know I will. You know, I believe it was a 20th century dictator who once said, anyone who sees and paints the sky green and pastures blue ought to be sterilized. I guess somehow spanking got overlooked in those days. My point being is that I'm so thankful we live in a country where people are able to paint skies green and pastures blue. Tonight's show is sort of about people who painted green skies and didn't get sterilized for it, I might add. It's about filmmakers who broke away from the mainstream, took chances, followed their heart no matter how insane it all seemed. People like Ed Wood. He was really one of the leaders in his day for doing the kinds of films I'm speaking of. Low-budget exploitation films. And you know, the most wonderful thing about this show is that you can only see these films with me tonight. So let's get started by showing you some brief clips of what's in store tonight. Starman. And don't look for Jeff Bridges or Karen Allen in this version. One of my favorites, Horror of Spider Island. You know what they say, it's good luck to have spiders in your house. Last but not least, Nude on the Moon, where you can see what life was like on the moon before Buzz and Neil got there.
Hello.
You're probably wondering how we're going to squeeze all these films into 1 hour. Well, actually, we're not. What we've done is cut them down for your own personal enjoyment. I think you'll like the way we did it. We tried to cut through the crap and get right to the gore and sexploitation. After all, I could use a little sexploitation in my life at the moment, you know? Knock on wood, kinda. Excuse me a second while I get comfy for the first flick. Anyway, let's not waste another moment. Our first film tonight is about a sexy lady who gets herself into an unusual predicament where her only way out is to dance and take her clothes off. Wow.
Here's a woman who gads about in outer space. Following the example of Russia's space girl Valentina, thousands of women pilot their space capsules through the galaxies. And to think what a short time ago they got the right to vote in their automobile licenses. Maybe space driving is easier for dizzy dames. There's less traffic for them to snarl up. But look, our girl cosmonaut has landed on an unknown planet inhabited by monstrous beings. All she can see are their antennae. Horrible antennae with greedy red eyes at their end. How can she save herself? Oh yes, there is a way. The woman of the 21st century will get out of her difficulty just exactly as her prehistoric sister did. It's an infallible system, as we all know, a cosmic striptease. And the monstrous inhabitants of this remote planet fall for it too, because they are, well, what are they? Men? Males? Anyhow, they all appreciate feminine charms. There's no doubt about that, as you can see from their ogling little button eyes.
You know, there's nothing like a little kooky cosmonaut to really titillate you. Well, at least we know this wasn't the first time women have been treated as sex objects in films, and certainly not the last. And you know, sometimes I think about doing films that portray women in an unfavorable light. Who knows? Maybe I should have auditioned for Pretty Woman, or any movie Sylvester Stallone was ever in. I can smile and look sexy and deliver dialogue that is monotonous, humdrum, insipid. By the way, I'm sure by now some of you are sitting at home and saying, what in the hell is that fashionable, modish, quick-witted, astute Sandra Bernhard doing on basic cable? Yeah, man. I watch USA Network because it has fights and wrestling, and it has that Mitzi capture on silk stockings that I like to fantasize about having sex with 70 or 80 times a day. Well, what can I say? The USA Network came to me about 6 months ago and said, hey, we don't care what it takes. We want to be in the Sandra Bernhard business. Yeah, who doesn't? So, as it turned out, the head of the network came to me and offered me a multi-$1,000 deal that I couldn't turn down. So anyway, I signed my life away. Mazel tov. And for the next year, aside from this show, the USA Network worked out a deal with my agents where not only will I be writing, directing, and starring in my own films, but I'll be the boom operator, script supervisor, key grip, best boy, and I'll be able to cater all of my own meals. Thanks a lot, William Morris. I always knew you were on my side. Oh, there's the doorbell. It must be my Chinese food I ordered. You know, I can't watch movies without egg rolls. I'll be back in a minute. And then we can all watch the Japanese serial Starman. See you in a bit. Ooh, my Chinese has arrived. I'm so excited. I'm starving. Love Chinese. Did you ever see Starman? Not the one with Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen. I'm talking about the serial Starman. And believe me, this serial Starman did for the Japanese what the serial Perils of Pauline did for the suspense genre. Starman is made of steel, wears tights, and has a big, huge bulge. Blah, blah, blah. You know the story. And he's been sent down to Earth to save everyone from the evil Zemarians. I think I'm on that drug. No, I'm probably thinking of Xanax. Enjoy. See you in a bit.
A decontrolled robot assassinated the omnipotent Balasar. In order to save Earth from the mass attack by the Zemarians, the Emerald Men once more must present the globe meter to one of their fellow creatures and send him to Earth. He is the creature made of the strongest steel, the creature who can disguise himself as an Earthling. He is the creature known as Starman. Get away from him. shoot. It's dangerous. They've started to multiply. The gas may cause it. I'll fight them another day.
For those of you at home, the mutants' dance moves were choreographed by Paula Abdul, obviously during her battle with bulimia. Not a problem for me. Paula, I love you, kid. Keep up the good work. Wait, let me swallow. So good. Man, did that mutant need to file his eye teeth down or what? You know, he didn't look like the kind of guy that would have a good dental plan. Neither do I. Imagine kissing someone with that teeth like that. Oof, or worse. Ouch. You know what I mean. We have to break here for a minute, so don't go anywhere. We got a lot more in store for you, including our mini feature, Horror of Spider Island, which will be coming up next. So you come back. This next classic is about a group of scandalously clad women who survive a plane crash and end up on this island with this studly man named Gary. Gary, unfortunately, becomes useless to the women for reasons I don't want to give away. So the ladies try to fend for themselves. For a short while, they become true female protagonists. You know, I like to think of myself as a female protagonist. I like to think of myself as a character from an Ayn Rand novel. I guess I see myself as a combination of Dominique Franken and Dagny Taggart. I'm all about Ayn Rand. I'm all about objectivism and man-worshipping. And speaking of man-worshipping, our next film dabbles in that very same topic. Sit back and enjoy the oh-so-many horrors of Spider Island. Oh, check out the dubbing in this one. I think the guys in post were on crack or something. We're just about going to sit here, nosh, and view part 1 of Spider Island. Bay shrimps. Love them.
There you are, Georgia. Lie down. There.
Get all over it. Yeah, I need long boots for this sort here.
Come on, hurry up. Look. Come here. Look, a cabin.
Just starving. Let's get out of here. A dead man in a huge web. Oh, Gary. Hey there. Do you think we should? I don't know. Come on.
I simply can't stand this frightful heat any longer.
Come on, girls, let's go to sleep.
I'm going to sleep outside.
Me too. Good night. you.
Good night.
Good night, Kate. Gary?
Oh, Gary.
Gary.
It's damned heat. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Those were shots. I heard them clearly. Oh, I hope nothing's happened to Gary. I'm going. If you're not going with me, I'm going alone. Stay here. Don't leave us alone. You won't mind, Gary. Gary! 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 And I tell you, they'll never find us, never. By the time they find us, we'll all be dead. You, and you, one after the other. Babs, get a hold of yourself. You're only getting all the girls worked up. Babs, do you know what you're saying?
Exactly. Through your jealousy. You should never have left Linda alone in the cabin.
Shut up, will you? What can Georgia do about Linda's death?
Take your hands off me, or I'll break your arm.
Just you try that, baby. Take that. You. You. Nellie. Stop it. Babs, Nellie, stop it. Get off you. You started. You.
Stay here. Leave it by.
You're going to be. Leave me alone. I'll get you on. No. No. In your feet. No. Leave me alone.
This damn heat! I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I simply can't stand this frightful heat any longer. I worship the man in the spider web. I hope he got his Screen Actors Guild card out of it. How bad would you feel about your career if you auditioned for that role and didn't get it? And what about that fight between Babs and Nellie? Man, that Babs had a right hook that would frighten Mike Tyson. Horror of Spider Island was filmed in 1960, and at that time it was considered extremely racy to have all of those women running around in bikinis. I mean, in the early 60s, the most we saw of women's bodies was Elizabeth Taylor's neck when she was sitting in that big tub in Cleopatra, as opposed to films now where there's nothing left to the imagination. I mean, come on, if you looked real close in Basic Instinct, you could practically see Sharon Stone's IUD. Not a pretty sight. I'm just gonna tidy up here a little bit so it's all clean when my maid comes tomorrow. So don't go anywhere, because when we come back, many of your important questions will be answered. Questions like, will Gary ever get lucky again? Will Babs and Nellie get some therapy and work out their hostility? And will any of the women get a sitcom deal out of it? I have a feeling we'll find out. Well, it's that time. Time for the conclusion of Horror of Spider Island. Check out Gary this time around. He's starting to look more and more like the Unabomber. Gary was such a sweet guy until that spider bit him. Then all of a sudden, it was like he was possessed. He became so inhuman, so contemptible, so villainous. And Lord knows I've had my experiences with those kind of men. You know, I was vacationing recently in the Gaza Strip, and I almost got caught in some of that kooky guerrilla warfare. But thank goodness one of those Palestinians recognized me from Roseanne and left me alone. Woo! Anyway, enjoy part 2 of the Horrors of Spider Island.
She was pulled into the reef.
And she screamed terribly. Who was it? Didn't you see anyone?
No, it all happened so quickly.
A scream?
And she'd already disappeared.
Maybe the spider killed the professor and Linda.
We found a gigantic spider, dead. It was shot with the professor's own revolver.
And Gary's bracelet was laying there beside it.
What's that noise?
That's him. Get back. No, quiet. Hands up. Stop or I'll shoot.
Hey, hello, baby.
Hands up.
Anything you wish.
Get going into the cabin.
What a coincidence. That's where I wanted to go.
I said get going.
All righty.
I think he's handsome.
He doesn't look so terrible. They're the really dangerous ones. Too bad.
Where is Gladys?
Gladys? No idea. I don't know the young lady, unfortunately. We just got here, down on the lagoon.
You see, Georgia? Where we were swimming.
And that's where Gladys disappeared.
On the lagoon? Ah!
Don't laugh. You'll be sorry about that.
Oh, I don't know. Just look at what's coming down the path.
Gladys!
For goodness sake.
Where are you? Look here. Come here, Cheryl. Here, kid.
Who's that?
My friend Bob. We work together for Professor Green.
Why, he's a big uranium research man. I met him before in the Reeds.
A researching researcher.
And tonight we'll dance and really raise the roof.
I want to be all alone with you.
How about the house?
Not in the house, someplace where we'll be all alone.
You know what? We'll meet at the lagoon.
Okay, but so that no one will notice.
Good. We'll meet in 15 minutes on the trail down to the water. All set?
Of course.
But be on time. I hate waiting.
Bobby.
That was a scream.
That sounded like Gladys. And Bobby's also gone.
I'll look for them. You get dressed and follow me. Quick! Quick, or we'll all get it.
Each of you take a torch. Then we'll chase him. We can only destroy him with fire. Come on. We must surround him. 2 of you take that path over there. 2 go through the bushes. The rest of you come with me. Nobody should go alone. Always go in pairs. Come on. Continue living.
Why did Gary have to die? You know, is it any wonder women like that weren't taken seriously? I mean, 1 minute they were all about Gary, rubbing their bosoms up against him, wanting to get it on with him, looking at him for approval, and then bam, he turns into part spider, kills a few people, and all of a sudden the women turn on him. I mean, 1 minute he's their savior, the next minute they're chasing him into quicksand with a torch. How about giving Gary a break for a minute, especially after what he went through? How about a little forgiveness? How about a little forgiveness, girls? Or is that just too much to ask? All I can say, folks, is that these women really could have used a little Kabbalah. Okay, so he did kill a few people, so he is a little misguided. Believe me, it's nothing a little antidepressant couldn't cure. Wouldn't you be a little burned out if your hands all of a sudden became webbed? And what do we know about Gary's background? I'm sure there was plenty of abuse. Anyway, I just miss Gary, that's all. We're gonna go for a break, for a commercial. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to see the unbelievable Nude on the Moon. Hi, I'm back. I hope you're enjoying our films. You might want to get a pencil and paper because later we'll tell you how you can add some of these classics to your collection. Well, we're coming up to our last incredibly strange film for the evening. Where has all the time gone? Nude on the Moon was a 1963 film by Doris Wshman. Doris was most famous for teaming up with Chesty Morgan. Doris directed 2 films with Chesty. Before that, she did a lot of nudist camp pictures. Doris ended up from sexploitation films to a slasher film in the 80s. A Night to Dismember was one of her biggest and one of my personal all-time favorites. Doris was once asked why she got into sexploitation films, and she said that when her husband died, she wanted to do something that would be so different, it would occupy every second of her time. Gee, Doris, couldn't you have, tried taking up canasta or something first? I mean, what was the thought process there on that kind of decision? I could go back to school and become a dental hygienist, or I could write, produce, and direct sexploitation films for no money. Well, I can assure you that Nude on the Moon will occupy every second of your time. So sit back and watch.
ready, Professor?
Right.
This is the biggest moment of my life. How about you?
Uh-huh. Well, here's luck.
Thanks, Professor.
Ready for countdown. Okay, let's have it.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Are you all right?
Yes. What happened?
Seems we've made contact. We're not moving.
What? I'm afraid I fell asleep.
So did I. What a climax of the trip.
Come on.
Professor,
Jeff, it's incredible.
doesn't look anything like what we had imagined.
No one will believe us. Well, we've gotten some highly useful data, Jeff.
Wait, Professor.
Jeff! Jeff!
I lost my love to a moon dove who dances upon a star. I lost my love to a moon dove, and my heart still bears a burning scar. I long for you, my little moon dove, a nymph in the pale moonlight. I pine for you, my little moon dove, for it's you who makes the moon so bright. For it's you who makes the moon so
Did you get it? They have mischief in their eyes. I wonder what they're up to. Well, we'll come back later.
Wait. You go on with your work.
We don't have time now. Our oxygen's running low.
It doesn't matter. You go on. Go ahead. Hello. I saw you on the throne before. You must be the queen. I brought something for you. On Earth, we call this candy. You're not supposed to eat the paper.
Well, Jeff, we only have enough oxygen to last us an hour, and it may take us that long to get back to the ship. Now, come on.
For it's you who makes the moon so bright.
Well, being that this film was done in 1962, I'm sure in those days this must have been every man's fantasy of what it was going to be like on the moon, and perhaps every woman's fantasy. I mean, no wonder in the 60s we sunk so much money into our space program. And they told us it was because we wanted to beat Russia to the moon. Niet. A bunch of women sitting around posing nude on the moon. Leave it to a female to get that project green-lighted. What was Doris thinking? You know, so many of these low-budget films were based on getting women to take their clothes off. Most of them were done by men who had no taste and no money. In the 90s, a lot of filmmakers still have bad taste, but they can still make money by getting women to take their clothes off. When a movie like Indecent Proposal is a huge summer smash at the box office, I have to ask myself that one question. Was that movie filmed before or after Demi Moore's boob job? Anyway, we'll be right back.
Now let real wild cinema invade your home. Own the bizarre, the weird, the scandalous movies you won't find at the neighborhood video store. Uncut, uncensored, unbelievable. Make a far-out fashion statement with a unique collection of real wild cinema t-shirts and shop at home with our totally astonishing catalog.
Real Wild Cinema, P.O. Box 998, North Hollywood, California, 916030998.
Makes a great gift.
We only have a couple of minutes left, and that really saddens me. I've had such a ball here tonight. I thank all of you for stopping by. And I do want to say one more thing about tonight's films. Whatever you want to call these films, substandard, baneful, inferior, or just pure Hollywood schlock, there's something to be said about these filmmakers. People who knew they were doing pure dreck and continued to do it, not for the money or fame or power, but just because they loved what they did. I'm sure that they never would have imagined that all of us would be sitting here decades later watching and enjoying these not-so-epic productions. Now, before I go, I want to take 1 minute and show you some previews of more films you can look forward to seeing very soon. Thank you again for coming out and joining me tonight. And I want to leave you with a special treat, the theme song from Nude on the Moon. I'm mooning over you, my little moon doll, with a sad and broken heart. I'm mooning over you, my little moon doll, for soon the time will come to part. I'm crying over you, my little angel, who lives high in the sky. I'm crying over you, my little angel, for back to earth I soon must fly. I lost my love to a moon doll who dances on a star. I lost my love to a moon doll, and my burning heart still bears a burning scar. I long for you, my little moon doll. a nymph in the pale moonlight. I pine for you, my little moon doll, for it's you that makes the moon so bright. For it's you that makes the moon so bright.